Jai Sriman Narayana. Today we take a look at the first of an upcoming 5-part video series on Bhagavan Narayana's Narasimha Avatara. 5 videos just talking about Narasimha? Why does Narasimha Avatara warrant so much attention? In today's video, we will attempt to understand the significance of Bhagavan Narasimha and hear the beginnings of his story. In the Vishnu Sahasranama, Bhishmacharya, in his answers to questions posed by Yudhishthira, names the various forms of Bhagavana by virtue of the weapons he bears. The very last name to be invoked in this recital is that of Narasimha, or as he is known here, Sarva Praharana Yudha. In the words of the great Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada, propounder of the Advaita Siddhanta philosophy, Sarva Praharana Yudha means the one who is so skillful that he can employ his nails as a weapon in times of conflict. In this regard, Narasimha is unique because unlike Bhagavan's other incarnations, he wields an extension of his body itself as a weapon. Narasimha's prominence is not just apparent to Sriman Narayana's devotees, but also to the former himself. Evidence of this can be found in the Srimad Ramayanam, where the Bhagavana, in his form of Rama, remembers his former avatara, Narasimha. Throughout this text, Rama describes himself as a human being. Atmanam manusham manye Ramam Dasharathatmajam, he says. However, his true identity is unintentionally revealed in his attempt at building the Setu to Lanka, originally called the Nala Setu. To seek the permission of the Ocean King for the building to commence, Rama performs Prayopadesha, a fasting for 3 days and 3 nights without food or water, sitting in one place without moving. When the Ocean King does not appear after the 3rd day, an infuriated Sri Rama threatens to teach him a lesson by drying up all the waters of the ocean by just using his nails. According to the Shastras, a Kshatriya like Rama should not use nails as a weapon. The explanation given for this statement is that Bhagavan Rama, momentarily forgetting his current incarnation as a man from a Kshatriya clan, remembered his previous avatara as Bhagavan Narasimha. Likewise, in Krishna Avatara too, Rukmini invokes the name of Narasimha in her poem, proposing her love to Sri Krishna. Bhagavan Narasimha is considered one of the shortest appearing avatars, his existence on earth being for just 1.5 Muhurta Kalam. For context, 1 day of 24 hours consists of 30 Muhurta Kalam. So despite being on earth for a very short time, his impact has been so great that even other avatars have frequently invoked him. Now, let us take a look at the story of Narasimha Avatara, as told in the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Vishnu Purana. It all begins with the great sage Kashyapa and his wives. Kashyapa, who was one of the sons of Brahma, was known to have several wives, the most prominent of these women being Diti and Aditi. Diti wanted children. With this intention in mind, she approached Kashyapa one morning and implored him to begin the process of procreation. However, Kashyapa denied her advances. He explained that the time was not right since it was Raudra Muhurtam, which she had approached him, and children conceived during this period would become antisocial elements and be born full of ill intentions. However, Diti was adamant and touched Kashyapa Rishi, forcing him to adhere to that request. A few months later, she gave birth to 2 sons. One of the boys was born with eyes that shone like gold, and he was named Hiranyaksha because of it. The other boy was named Hiranyakashipu because his body had the vitality of gold. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were actually the incarnations of 2 of the Vaikuntha Dwarapalakas, Jaya and Vijaya. The story told is that one day, as Jaya and Vijaya guarded the gates of Vaikuntham, they were approached by the sons of Brahma, Sanaka and Sananda. Sanaka and Sananda demanded to be let inside Vaikuntham, but were denied entry by Jaya and Vijaya. Enraged at this outcome, Sanaka and Sananda cursed the 2 Dwarapalakas that because of their arrogance, they would be born as asuras as they acted recklessly and irrationally. And so it came to be that in Krita Yuga, Jaya and Vijaya were born as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. In Treta Yuga as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and in Dwapara as Sishupala and Dandavakra. Sanaka and Sananda also pronounced that just through hatred of the Lord or Sambhrambha Yogam, they would attain moksham. Sambrambha Yoga is a unique way to reach Bhagavana by just hating him. That's right. Only in Sanatana Dharma one can attain Bhagavana by even just hating him. In the next video, we will take a closer look at the early lives of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu and the birth of Prahlada. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.